Hey guys! Welcome back to another colorful Keto with Dory. It's Motivational Monday, and we're going to talk about getting back on track with keto. It's something that I've gotten lots and lots of questions about recently, and I wanted to start out today by reading you guys a post that I was tagged in. So I've already checked with Meghan. It is okay for me to share this, and I don't feel like she would have tagged me if it wasn't okay for me to share her personal experience with you guys. So first, I want to tell you a little bit about Meghan. On Instagram, she's the Keto Teen, and she's 13. She uses keto to help with her wellness, with her ADHD, a whole bunch of other things. So go check out her profile. But I wanted to read this post particularly to you because I feel like it hits home with a lot of us, and I feel like we should share the wisdom of a child today. So today Meghan posted, "Hi guys, I'm still here, and I know it's been a long while since I've shared a brand new post with you, but my family went on vacation, and ever since, I've kind of lost my groove. It's full confession time. I got off the keto bandwagon, and I've been away. My intention was to stay keto, and it just didn't happen. I'm kind of embarrassed to admit this to you today because I know it would have been super easy to be keto while on vacation. And for the most part, I was. I had a few slip-ups here and there with sugary ice cream, Cool Ranch Doritos, and some very non-keto pumpkin spice latte almost every day. But now I realize when you allow even a little bit of this kind of thing, it's really hard to get back again. And on top of that, towards the end of the vacation, I developed a really bad cold with a deep cough that made me feel like death warmed over. I lost most of my appetite, and when I wanted to eat, all I did have was mostly junky carbs. Why does all the comfort food have to be so full of yummy carbs and make you feel good? As soon as I started feeling better a few days ago, I was planning on going back with strict keto. It's been hard to get going again because of the hunger and the cravings that have returned, but I'm trying my very best to give it a go. The last couple of weeks have been definitely a struggle, but I'm ready to get back to how good I felt when I was in the keto groove. Do any of you guys struggle with this being on vacation? If you do, go off plan while away. How do you get back on plan when you get back? Share your wisdom and help with us." So I want to start there today and say it's a universal issue. It's so easy to slip off track with, one meal or one vacation or one occasion, and then really struggle to get back because all of a sudden, all of those cravings just come rushing back. All of the mental clarity that we see with keto, you see that slip away immediately. And then all of a sudden, guess what? You're not in your right frame of mind. You're not thinking rationally. You're now substituting what you know for emotional eating. And we all did it. We all got there because of emotional eating. So for me, I think the most important thing is to really analyze the emotional connection I have with that food or that particular food or that particular activity. So say, for example, we're talking about going on vacation. On vacation, I feel like I should be free to do whatever I want. It's free time. It's like magic time that doesn't count. You're on vacation. You can step away from everyday life and just enjoy yourself and relax. But what happens if we decide, I'm going to go on vacation, either I'm going to stay keto or I'm not, and then you don't, and all of a sudden the cravings return. So what is step one? Step one is make a better choice the moment you have to make it. Every single piece of food, every single liquid that we put into our body is a choice. So spend a little bit of time thinking about why do I crave this? Why do I want this? Am I going to get the emotional connection from it that I'm looking for? Because for me personally, and I'll only speak for my own self personally, it's not the food I crave, it's the emotional connection that I used to feel to those foods. Do I feel them anymore? For the most part, no. For the most part, that is something that's residual left over in my brain, and I remember how those foods made me feel, that they were comforting, that they made me feel relaxed, and I felt like I was enjoying myself if I was having these treats. But on the rare occasions when I have eaten off plan, because I don't like to call it cheating, I feel like that it just perpetuates guilt. So if you make a choice and you've eaten off plan, then the best thing you can do is hop right back on. Every single meal you make, every choice you make is a chance to start over fresh. And the sooner you get back on track, the sooner the cravings will subside again. And here's the beauty. Here's the real beauty when you go off track. You remember how good it felt to be on track. So you're already way ahead of people who don't understand what keto is or how good you can feel. So when you're struggling between, do I eat that or do I not eat that, take some time and really think about why you want to eat that. Do you want to eat it because it tastes good? Do you want to eat it because it makes you feel good? Do you want to eat it because you're on a break? Is there a reason why you're turning towards that food? I had a terrible day at work. I'm stressed out. I had an argument with my partner. My kids aren't listening to me. There's always a reason why we want these things. And eating them doesn't negate the reason we want them. So if we can look past the foods that we're eating and look at why we're eating them, that's where the real healing begins. Hello, Miss Karen. It is so awesome to see you. It's been forever, darling. I have had an off live schedule. I won't lie. I have not been pressuring myself to do a live stream every day. I've taken a little bit more time to do things that are behind the scenes, and I figured if you guys really needed me, you'd let me know. So when I need a little me time, I've been taking it and not feeling guilty about it. And I think that is also part of our journey. You cannot fill from an empty cup. So we do really need to take some time to focus on what's going on with us. Why are we feeling these things? Why are these struggles coming up? And it can be a variety of things. A lot of us spent, the majority of our lives self-sabotaging. And that plays a really big role too. When you get to a point in your life where you're feeling good, you're healthy, your mental clarity is good, everything seems to be going really well, but this isn't your life. Your life isn't good like that. Your life is full of stress and hard times and struggles. So sometimes we go out of our way to return to that comfort zone, and eating is part of that. What we eat, how we fuel our body is a huge part of that. I know for me, if I eat something off plan, I can feel the anxiety right away. Like right away. It takes no time to snap back. Within hours, I feel the anxiety starting to peak, and it takes a couple of days to calm down and go away. And I have to remind myself, this is not something that's wrong. This is just my own anxiety from eating something that I shouldn't, and it's a big kick in the butt every time that I do. Michelle says, great talk. I need this today. And also, you look particularly beautiful. Thank you. I'm loving this outfit. I'm not going to lie. I picked up this dress to wear to KetoCon and it just never made it into the rotation, but it's so cozy. Like, I put it on yesterday after my bubble bath and I relaxed yesterday and I took some time for me and I was like, wow, I feel like I'm wearing my pajamas. So if you're having a rough day, I suggest that. Soak in the tub, spend some time for you, wear something comfy and cozy. These are ways to find comfort that aren't food related, right? At the end of the day, we need to figure out ways to deal with our stress, go on with our everyday lives, and not fall back into old patterns. How do you stop falling back in old patterns? You replace them with better, healthier patterns. And we do that by finding other ways to comfort ourselves. Go for a walk, read a book, spend some time with a friend. All of these are things that we can do that will help us break that emotional connection to the food. Because that's really, at the end of the day, that's the key. When we can flip the switch from saying, I can't have that, to I don't want that. Because for me, dieting culture taught me as soon as I can't have something, oh baby girl, it is time to binge. Like binge, because I'm never going to have that again. I will never, ever eat that food again. So I may as well eat all of it that I can get right now, because Monday, I'm never going to have that food again. And it's just not realistic to say that that's going to work. And every time I say I can't have that, my brain goes, challenge accepted. As soon as I say to my brain, I cannot have that. If I look at something and I say, I don't want that, because it's going to make me sick. I don't want that because it's going to take me off track. I don't want that because it's going to upset my stomach. It's going to pique my anxiety. Then I'm not drooling at somebody's chocolate cake and saying, oh my God, I want that so bad. Because day 1, you want it. Day 3, you need to have it. By day 7, you're ready to kill somebody and you'll sit down and eat the whole cake. If you're like me, if you're like I used to be. So for me, I find that allowing myself a keto version of what I want subsides that as well. Then I know I can make it. I don't even always make it, to be honest with you. Sometimes I see things and I'm like, oh, I want that, but I never get around to making it. You know, it's an option that you have and you can always keep it in your back pocket. Michelle says, definitely doesn't look like pajamas, but a good idea. I need to decompress and do more self-care. We all do. We all do. I know universally all the way around on my page, on my Facebook, in my group, we're all working ourselves to the bone and we're not allowing that healing time, that growing time. And it's such an important part of our journey and the process. You can't really skip those steps. Otherwise, you end up at the end of your weight loss journey and you still don't believe it. You don't feel like yourself. You don't have a connection with your own reflection. These are things that we need to do along the way a little bit every day. And I promise it's not selfish. Self-care is not selfish. It is the most selfless thing that you can do for your family. To put yourself in a better frame of mind, that's a gift for your whole family. Hello, you're welcome. My mood affects everyone, and that's a reality that we have to come to as well. If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody within a 5-mile radius is happy. Let's be honest. If I'm not happy, ain't nobody around me happy. Michelle says, I have to remember, need to perform action. Yes, break the emotional connection with food. And that's step 1. Do not make a habit of eating when you're emotional. If you're really, really upset, step one is to do something else, to break that connection. It's so important to separate what is emotion from what is nourishment. Because so much of our lives we eat when we're happy, we eat when we're sad, we eat when we're upset, we eat when we're celebrating, we eat when we're mourning. So much of food conditioning is intertwined with emotion, the emotions behind those foods. And I do find that keto has really, really helped me with not giving all of my control to food cravings, because food did control me in such a shameful and ugly way. Like, every part of my life was ruled by food. The food I was going to eat, the food I shouldn't eat, the food I was hoarding, the food I was hiding. All of these things, every part of my life revolved around the food. When was I going to get the food? When was I going to make the food? Who was going to see me eating the food? Like, it was all food all the time. I don't know that I had any thoughts that weren't food involved. And in my own mind, as long as nobody caught me with that food, it didn't count. Those were magical calories, and if nobody saw you eating them. I think that has been the hardest habit for me to break, is the accountability of what I eat, when I eat it, and not falling back on that food hoarding mentality that it's my secret food. But nobody saw that food. I ate that food in private. I threw away all the wrappers. And there's a lot of guilt cycle that's included in that. I eat because I feel guilty. I feel guilty because I eat. And step one of breaking that is trying very, very hard. And it's not the easiest thing to do. I won't lie to you. But trying very hard to not eat when you're emotional. Do something else. Get out of the house. Go for a walk. Go for a drive. Anything that you can do to not have easy access to foods when you're emotional. I have gotten that call before from a friend who said, I'm really upset and I want to dive headfirst into a tub of ice cream right now. And my first question is, do you have any food around you? Do you have any food around you right now? So when you know that you're really emotional, separate. Separate from the food. You're not eating because you're hungry. You're eating because you're upset. So whether you're hungry or not, you won't be full. You won't be satisfied. It won't be enough. There will always be more that you need to eat to fill that hole. So if we can focus more on self-love, self-care, self-acceptance, taking that time to relax, then we start to fill that hole with something better, something concrete, something that matters, that isn't a 30-second gratification, something that will help us grow in the long run. So I'm curious what tips and advice you guys would have for Meghan. She's young. She's still in school. This is a good lesson for her to learn early. And it also really speaks to her maturity and what keto does for kids. And that is kind of something a lot of people are on the fence about too. It's not nice to feed your kids keto. It's really mean. All the good moms are feeding their kids sugar. But at some point, we have to educate kids and let them decide for themselves. There's nobody looking over her shoulder and saying, no, you can't. She's made her own decision and she's realized on her own that she doesn't feel well and there's some work to do. So step one for each of us is realizing maybe there's some work to do. Maybe we have some emotional connections to detach from our food and it's something that we can each work on a little bit every day. So, for getting back on track, a lot of people like to do a quick fast just to help cut down the cravings and give you a reset. I don't personally feel like you need to fast to get back on track. If you've had a really big binge and you're feeling sick and you've overeaten, that's probably the best way to start, is with a water fast and allow your body to even out. If you've just slipped off track, then in all honesty, you're best to just hop right back on and start with your next meal and carry on like nothing ever happened. And soon enough, you'll be feeling right as rain. The cravings will go away again. It doesn't take long. Within a few days, you'll be feeling a lot better, a lot more confident. The first few days are the hardest. They really are. With anything that you start again, that you get back on track, the first couple days are when your brain is fighting you tooth and nail. Your body likes the junk. It likes the carbs. It likes the garbage. It's easy. It's fun. Does it make you feel good at the end of the day? And we each need to make that decision. Nobody can make it for you. Nobody can force you. Nobody can say, you're getting back on track today, and I'm not hearing another word about it. It's only up to you. But you don't have to do it alone. We are all here together. You're not the only one struggling, I promise. Reach out in group, Colorful Keto Lifestyle. If you're not a member and you're not hanging out with us yet, we discuss a lot of these things in group. If you're having issues, you can post it. You can talk about it. We will share our ideas, our opinions, our advice. What works for me might not work for you, but I bet you'll find an answer in group. So I'm going to leave you guys for now, and I'm going to say it's time to share your story. If you have a journey, if you have a struggle, if you have a recipe that you want to share with us, get in touch. And let's do that. Let's share your story. I'm going to get our song back. And I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing Monday. And if you're struggling, don't struggle alone. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel like you've done something terrible and nobody will forgive you if you say it out loud. We don't judge you. We love you. We're waiting to help. So if you need that help, promise me that you will reach out. Because we're all here just waiting. We're just waiting to help you every way that we can. And we get to do it the fun way. It's Dory's page. So, have an amazing Monday, guys. And I will see you for Taco About It Tuesday. I have a really good topic for us. I think you're going to like it. Have a great day, guys.